Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Waves cast of the off season. And today we got the infamous Fluid Squad that I cast quite a lot if you see my recent live streams against the Bandit team. And I am very excited to see what the first map will be as we finally got all 10 players connected. And it's going to be Maul. This is going to be very exciting. I love Maul. It is genuinely one of my favorite maps of all time. You can fight me on that. You can disagree. I don't care. I love this map. So let's get right into the game. Fluid NA versus Bandit. Here we go. And it is going to be Fluid starting on the attack. Bandit starting on the defense on bottom floor. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how Fluid will take bottom floor control with the limited economy they have, and how Bandit will keep their space with the limited economy they have. That's the nature, that's the beauty of pistol rounds. May the best team win. And it seems like, yeah, Bandit is going to try and keep electrical somewhat secure. They're playing a little bit more into sight with those two players. And of course, they're going to have Shmooey on the roam for small arcade hatch. Always a smart idea. Just in case if they try and collapse on electrical. So electrical seems to be kind of the heart for now. But Fluid is going for a little bit of an interesting take here. They break down the back door. Mechabad sweeps up that first pick of the scrim. And now EMP's dropped down. What's the motive here? It's Danger Duncan now in the smoke. He's completely fine. The incidents are being extinguished out by the smoke, so it's working. Plant will go off. And Mechabad tries to run up on there, but Mr. Stanley's already on that defusal. Can he get it off? Oh, he's on that third tick, and he does. Bandit. Holy crap. What was that? 30 seconds? Oh my goodness. and just like that, we are finished our first round. Okay, and my game audio was off. Whoopsie daisy. Anywho, alright, 1-0 Bandit. They got that round in the bag. Fluid tried to start the match off with a curveball. Didn't quite work their way as Mecha Man was quick to respond, as one may say. But anyway, nevertheless, Fluid NA, they're still they're opting for the force buy here. So is Bandit. They have 4 SMGs across the board, 3 Vipers, excuse me, 1 Omen, Rise Optimal with the pistol save. Fluid all across the board SMGs. I think I said rifles by accident earlier, but SMGs all across the board. And they are all going to drop this hatch, and they're going very aggressive once again. Mechabad again with that for initial pick, as wall is open. I actually had no idea. So, oh, Shmooey's gonna get a pick there with Mr. Stanley. So it's already down to a 4v2 with Munchie getting a pick on his own into Pharmacy. So, what can Rogue and what can Munchie do here in this 2v4? They have a lot of time. 2 minutes is in their favor. And oh my gosh, Rogue breaks the C4. That's insane. And gets a double kill. Oh my goodness, 2v1. This is looking very winnable for Munchie. Maybe a little bit less now that he's down to 10 HP, but it's a 1v1. Shmooey is going to creep around the corner, finds the head of Munchie, and clutches that one up for his team. Giving Bandit their second round a little bit closer that time. A little bit closer that time. Yeah, look at this. Rogue is sprays down on that left side. Takes out that C4, and then I guess re-swings and gets a kill, I assume. Yeah. That's cool. I don't think I've seen someone shoot a C4 in midair on cast. Okay, don't call me a noob just yet, chat. Okay, let me get the names going. Okay, cool. Okay, and where are we? We are now on mid floor. And let's see how Fluid takes this round. So far, it's been very, very heavy aggro on these as soon as the clock starts. As soon as the clock counts, they're in. I wonder if Fluid's going to change their strategy And it does seem like it won't be as fast as we've seen it before. So maybe this is a little bit of a conditioning from Fluid. Bandit, they're going to have to prep off-site for these fast pushes in the first break of this round. Will be small arcade, double door. And that drone will go in for first contact. Will spot out Mr. Stanley, I assume. Yes, C4 does go out for that Rise Optimal. And Mr. Stanley does get punished. TIE Fighter making his way in. And Fluid is still playing their aggression a bit more carefully now, but nevertheless, it's still there. Shmooey does get a pick on that hatch. Rise Optimal pick from the wall, and Fluid is down numbers once again, and Shmooey is still going to stay up on that hatch. Does take out Commander. That's a great pick. Shmooey's already up 2 right now for him on that hatch position, and now it's Rogue. He takes out Rise Optimal, who was trying to rush forward and reflood the space, but look at Danger Ducky. He's made his way into the back lines of Bandit, and this could be the key for Fluid's win condition. Not if Bandit has anything to say about it. Small arcade is already compromised, and Rogue's looking up the hatch. Doesn't realize that Shmooey has dropped. So Danger Ducky gets 1, almost gets the 2nd, but it's just not enough to secure that clutch. And Bandit picks up their 3rd round. I don't know what else to say. Okay, little bit of a scoreboard check. Shmooey with 8 kills. That's very impressive, and I'll let you take a gander. I won't commentate. I won't read out loud. But so far there is a clear star player on Bandit. Okay. Let's see what Fluid got on the top floor. So this time they're not doing that fast A hatch. They're actually doing the drone here. So let's see how Commander navigates through here. Oh my gosh. That's a thing? I've actually never seen that. Well, if that's common knowledge, I'm a little bit embarrassed, but whatever. Okay, so Commander clears out bathroom side, does spot 2 there, so that's going to be really good info for these bathroom players to try and get that wall. Also good info for TIE Fighter here, who's playing in the lobby, knowing that not many people are pushed up, but still a possibility of someone in Baker, so he still has to be a little bit more careful. Bandit right now is playing a little bit more of an entry denial. Prey style here, but Rise Optimal just swings out, and TIE Fighter does get the punish there. So Fluid now up the numbers here, and Danger Ducky is on this wall. Both walls broken now, so Danger Ducky's in a very good position here as teammates are going to try and make their way in. Does get flashed as Rogue makes his way into sight on the hop-up. Bandit has not a lot of space here, as Rogue does take out 1. Shmooey not going to go down without a fight, though, on that flank, and Rogue takes him out. All right, Mr. Stanley, let's see what you got, man. 1v2. EMP is freshly planted, so I would not count him out on this one. Both walls open, so he does have to be mindful about that as he clears close, but TIE Fighter finding that perfect timing on that peak. And does pick up the first round for Fluid on Mall. Yeah, it's very clean 2K. Anyways, so we're back on bottom floor. Fluid has a little bit of footing now. They have footing, and more importantly, they have a better econ. A little bit better at least. Three Maruis, 1 RCP, same thing. Let's be honest. Come on. Let's be honest. And then an Omen for Commander. Bandit, Econ, honestly, they don't have much money to spare, but I think arguably it's a little bit better. Just because of that Cadillo, those Cadillos. Oh, what am I saying? They only have one Vezin. Never mind. Anyways, yeah, so Fluid, yeah, does have the better eco now, so this is a great chance for them to try and turn things around here, and just 3 rounds is all Bandit gets, is kind of their mindset here. They don't want to spare them the majority of the rounds for the first half. You know, you want to try to get that 3-3, that C4, wow, doesn't kill Munchie. If I was playing there, I would have gone demolished, and my family would have gone assassinated as well. But anyway, Shmooey on that flank, wow, I wonder what his role is. Yeah, takes out the first. Fluid is down numbers, 4-5, and all they have is just this corner of long hallway, and Danger Jockey just chilling out on the window, trying to condition that they could always drop the window at any time. That's what they did that last round, and TIE Fighter picks up 1 from long hallway. We're now on equal footing, and I want to take note, while TIE Fighter and Danger Ducky are trying to take electrical here from the hallway side, look at Commander. He's already made his way in from the back side through, I think, either stairs or vitals. He has the entirety of site. Surely he's calling to his team to rotate or make a move. This is incredible. He knows the entire site is clear, but what are the reactions from his teammates? Still pretty standard. They're still trying to sell this, but they don't have a lot of time. 1 minute to get this done. Shmooey does find another one. That's a second. Danger Ducky's now stuck on this corner, forced to react to Shmooey here on this peak. As Shmooey goes for a repeat, but Thrag just pushes out that wall, and now Commander's position, I don't know. It's going to be a lot hard for them. Yes, they have the site. Yes, the jig is up now. But how are they going to pull this off into 2v4? I think the real question is how Bandit's going to retake this. They've got 2 people on ramp. Shmooey's going to hop up, and it's just going to be a crunch, all-out crunch on Commander there after picking up Rogue. Very clean retake from Bandits to get their 4th round. I'm sure that's going to be even more... where are they? Okay, there we go. I'm sure that's going to be nice to have a little bit of headroom now, having 4 rounds for Bandit coming back after that round loss. Okay, well, my replay system didn't work. Screw you, replay system. Okay. We're now officially on the last round and a half, so let's do a quick scoreboard check. Wow, it is Shmooey and friends right now. Okay, what floor is it even? Oh, mid floor. Cool. Okay, I thought it'd be top floor. All right. Anyways. Now, yeah, I don't know. I think Fluid's switching up the play style. They're playing a little bit slower, but I think it's now just kind of a matter of like finding that balance between playing slow and also aggroing when you get the chance to. Right? I feel like once Commander got ramp control last round, there should have been a faster reaction. I think that may have been beneficial for Fluid. Bandit did a good job of honing their composure and getting the picks they needed. They capitalized on the fact that Fluid were at a standstill, and Rogue does clear out this top hatch. Now it's a matter of where is Shmooey. Shmooey's playing this so smart. He's hiding behind the pillar and connector, and Rogue is not encouraged to try and clear that because, I mean, it might just be a waste of energy, right? You never know. Mr. Stanley does find Commander, who is trying to go for a similar flank from last round, and now the push is starting? I'm not sure. Yeah, Rogue does need to get this. Shmooey just drops down and takes out Rogue. Are you kidding me? Takes out another TIE Fighter. Will shut that operation down. 2v2. Not too bad for either side, honestly. But Rise Optimal, holy crap, just goes for a fight. Okay. Now it's TIE Fighter against the Rise Optimal, but Rise just pushes through and says hello. knocks on his doorstep. And these two, a little bit of camaraderie there with the dap up. And we are left in a 5-1 half for Bandit. Okay. I think my replay system isn't working. So I'm gonna try and, yeah, I think it just doesn't work anymore. That sucks. Okay. Also, allegedly the stream's lagging. I'm sorry if that is the case. My settings should be okay unless I mess them up one day. Okay. You know what? We're not gonna worry about it too much. I may have just changed the codec. Anyways. Okay, let's get back to being professional and cool. Okay, so it is 5-1 for Bandit. Fluid is down 1, unfortunately. Wait. Never mind. I read that wrong. Yeah, Fluid is down 1. And Bandit is gonna go for long haul, but boom, Munchie takes out Rise with that C4, but Bandit is already trying to make something happen with this wall. Danger Ducky coming back to meet his friends, and Mr. Stanley's already in. I actually don't know what this is called. I'm gonna call it patio. Mr. Stanley's already in patio, but look at Munchie as picks up 2. Shmooey and Stanley picking up the rest, and Shmooey is now down in a 1v3. Has that reliable Cyclone in his hands, and the wallbangs are starting to go underway. It's going to force a reaction for him, and Danger Duck is looking to capitalize, and he does. 2-5 for Fluid. As they pick up the pistol round, they're looking to bring this one back. They're looking to make the curse happen. Okay. Ignore that. I was just testing something. Okay. Yeah, Fluid got their pistol round. That's very good. They didn't get the pistol on attack, so this might be a good sign. Might be a good sign. But if we notice on their armory here, they're actually not buying as much as they did that second round on attack. It's probably because they want to play a bit more conservative. They probably did they read Bandit and knew they were going for a Jesper save, and that's why they're saving? That would be insane. I'm not sure. Maybe someone can confirm with me after this game. That'd be cool. But man, that's really good. So they're actually going to get a lot of value for this if they pull this off. Especially because Bandit, I mean, they're Jesper saving. You know, is it safe to say that, you know, Fluid is favored to win this? I think it's fair. All 5 of the members here outside the B-side doors. So it's probably going to be an all-out flood. They're kind of just waiting now. I assume just to, I don't know, make Fluid think, make Fluid, you know, cover their flank like what Munchie's doing. Just letting the tensions of the round simmer before they go for the rush. If they go for it too fast, you know, maybe they're already set up B. You never know, right? If you wait a little bit, then it's likely that they're going to send numbers outside of, you know, their desired sites to kind of see what's happening, right? Because, I mean, like, players don't, like, you know, it's natural to be afraid of the unknown. You know, I'm gonna get a little, fuck it, I'm gonna get psychological in this bitch. You know, it's natural. So you're gonna crave to get info. You're gonna crave to, like, you know, see, okay, what's happening? Like, what are they doing? Now Bandit is, now it's time for them to pull up, and Commander will get that 2K. Oh no. And they have to deal with this static, and they do, but look at all the numbers that are already piling into the site. That's gonna be a lot to deal with if you're Thrag, and he actually gets a kill there. That's awesome. And Fluid pick up their third, and they're gonna be looking good coming into this next round. But not if Bandit has anything to say with the good, smart save they did. They have enough money to buy some rifles. Yeah, no. Okay, it's official. My reboot system's broken. I'm not gonna try it again. Alright, this is looking a lot better for Fluid. And they already got rifles on the board, which is huge if you're attack. I mean, sorry, it's huge if you're defense. I mean, it's huge either way, just to have a little bit, at least like 2 rifles or something. Because your buddies who are playing SMGs, if you fall, they can just donate to you. If the rifler is low, SMG lower has full HP, they can trade. You know, it's good to have rifles cycling in their defense to just have that little extra edge to their weaponry, right? Now, but what's the protocol for Bandit here? They're gonna blow Pharmacy Hatch, yes. What else? They are gonna take a little bit of lobby. 4 of these players are actually on the roof. And I believe Shmooey's already made his way into lobby. So that's when Bandit's gonna start pushing in through the hatch. And now it's starting to look like more like a standard setup. They didn't go for washroom. And even though there's no one washroom on the Fluid side, Shmooey's kind of forced to take his time here, right? Yeah, he's gonna have to check down those stairs. But nevertheless, Bandit does have all of lobby space. They have all of bathroom side. They blew the wall, and Rise Optimal does get Rogue. So this is looking pretty good for Bandit. But Danger Ducky on the flank does punish Mecha Man for trying to go back into Pharmacy, and he just goes right back. It's now 4-4 with 1:25 remaining. Door Blocker and Static have not been dealt with yet. So Fluid still has a little bit of security on the front side of the site. But what's going to be the trigger for Bandit's push? What's going to set off this execution? Munchie has retaken Bakery. TIE Fighter has taken Shmooey in Washroom. That's not looking good for Bandit now. 3-4, they've lost their advantage. And Fluid is just sitting pretty comfortable in sight now, even with both walls blown. There's not even an initiative to try and go back to Pharmacy or take off site space. They're just playing in sight. Bandit's down numbers. They need to get the push in, and Rise Optimal. That's a great start for if you're Bandit. Back to a 3-3. 35 seconds now on the clock. They have to commit to a site now, as that nade is gonna be the trigger there. Rise Optimal. He goes for the push in. Commander does trade him out, and Thrag takes advantage of that side wall. They have compromised the site. And these players have no idea where Munchie is. So he might have a chance here. As they freshly plant the EMP, Thrag walks to his crosshair, but it's a gun diff. As Bandit take it to map point. And that is a very good recovery from Bandit. And now Bandit has full rifles. I'm counting that Cadillo as a rifle. Yeah. This is Bandit has been looking strong on this map. It's clear. It's really a matter of how Fluid, I don't know, like, they need to get some sort of. They need to change up like something. I don't know. Maybe it's being a little bit more aggressive or buddying up. Maybe felt like that last round kind of came down to just picks, or our 1v1s. I mean, right? I think there was too many 1v1s being taken. But unfortunately, Danger Duck, yeah, tried to play in the rat corner, got droned out. Not much you can do about it. And that drone is going to continue on with its life, as Bandit has both arcades now. So this is already a step in the right direction if you're a Bandit, especially with that pick, obviously. Anyways, 5v4 for Bandit. First wall does go out. Mr. Stanley with the EMP. He's gonna come around the right side as Shmooey just get doing the EMP, and oh my gosh. Oh, I thought it was Commander that got the kill. But no, Muncie does get him from elbow. But Rise is already in the site, ran up left side, does take out the guy back site. So it's now back to a one-man advantage for Bandit, making a two-man advantage for Bandit. As Muncie is stuck in con. Rise Optimal is just going for challenge after challenge. Shmooey's behind him. What a play. And Rogue's left on his own, and it's just too much to handle. Bandit closed that one out. 7-3 on the first map, Mall. And that takes us to a 7-3 win for Bandit on Mall. And here's the final score chart. I will say though, even though the score wasn't close, I felt like those rounds got pretty close. A lot of those rounds came down to 1v1, 1v2, you know. So like Fluid put up a very good fight on those rounds. Bandit just was able to just capitalize. They were able to just close out those rounds. Just came down to a matter of little things. So very good map from both teams. And I wonder what the next map is going to be. As these players are... It looks like they're discussing. Let's just say... yeah, it looks like they're discussing. Danger Ducky is discussing a lot. Let's just say that. But the map is being voted on. So we should be heading back into our match very, very shortly. Hope you guys have been enjoying the cast so far. I know I cast like once in a blue moon. I like to cast, but sometimes I'm just busy. I have scrims too, you know. I also have school, so that's another factor. Okay, we're going to hideout, baby. Let's go for the second map. So I'm pretty excited. I always like casting hideout. I feel like I was talking about this with like one of my students that I was coaching earlier today. I feel like I don't see hideout often. Like I always play hideout, but I never like see it, or like I never see a VOD like whenever I'm coaching someone. I never see a hideout VOD, and I never get to coach hideout. I haven't really casted I don't cast hideout as too much either. I don't know. It's just my little curse. I always play it though in matches and in scrims. I could just be just lying out of my mouth, but it just feels like that. Oh, all right. Right. I think. Okay, no. That has to be iDog. I'm pretty sure that's iDog and not Jekyll. So yeah, even though it is Jekyll, I don't care. I'm calling him iDog. It's just Fluid lose first map. They get a couple subs. It's just like Swift and Hotline, bro. Okay. All right. We're back into our scrim here. Second map on hideout. Fluid on the defense, Bandit on the offense. And it's I mean, coming back from Mall, this is going to be pretty interesting. Mall is a more of a macro heavy map. Hideout, it's the most popular map, without a doubt. I sounded like a broken record for everyone else who watches Cass and plays Breachers. Dude, it comes down to the fundamentals on this map. So, it really will show how these teams just play with each other, right? No Diddy. Like, it's gonna emphasize a lot on their team play, on even the individuals themselves, and their choices on their the decisions they make. But we're now on the first round, and Bandit's going to show us off their attack. Drone clearing out a balcony. Clears a little bit of that downstairs, so they don't have to worry about a flank just yet. Where does the drone go now after the clearing out main? It's going to signal for Stanley to drop down, so they already have step 1. And now it's just going to kind of clear offsite space, and that wall is going to be blown. Dangerous ducking in that corner does find Shmooey. That's very good for that stall. Mr. Stanley down 1 HP now. It's not that good for him as the C4 goes out. Yeah, that's just gonna get him. Wow, good C4 from Muncie there as the EMP is now down on the main plant spot, and Bandit in a 3v4 now with Rise gonna join him back as Mecha Man does take out that flanker. So it's not looking that bad for Bandit. 3v3 HP, no HP advantage or disadvantage for anyone. So yeah, and iDog is gonna flood out of this A door as Rogues who runs up on the planter, and that's the cue for iDog to get out. But Mecha Man, Thrag, the tag team duo there, just takes him out. Muncie is now Muncie's the last line of defense here. Does have the Cyclone Iron Sights and this head peek on a door, so if Thrag does go for a peek, he will be spotted, but that's gonna cue Mecha Man to hold this angle, and they get the job done. Oh, I thought it would work. Oh, I thought it would work. Oh, I thought it would work. It's fine. It's fine. We won't have replays. You guys can just clip it. But this is kind of what I mean, right? Bandit showed very good fundamentals there on that 2v2, on that 2v3, I mean. And it paid off. It paid off, right? There's really not too much to it. I don't want to downplay I don't want to downplay, you know, strategy, obviously. But you know, when it comes to when it comes to mid rounding on this map, it really involves on, you know, just who's better, you know. Anyways, Bandit full SMG buy. There's a couple of nades that just came out as Rise Optimal Shmooey. Oh my gosh, they just pushed through the wall, and Rogue just gets an insane 2k there. Oh my goodness, what a swing out, and iDog gets a little bit aggressive there. 3v2 already. We're less than 20 seconds in. Things have taken a pause though. Thrag watching his wall and his door as these three are opting to go to A. Oh my goodness, yeah, the window's already open. This is perfect for them. They just have to slip in, get the EMP plant down, and then set up, because Muncie and Rogue, dude, they have no idea about this. So yeah, this could be beautiful. EMP does go out. That's going to be the signal for Rogue and Muncie to get their heads in the game now. Mecha Man holding down connector. Rogue on the other side going to isolate that fight onto Stanley, but no. Stanley picks up the head of Rogue, and Muncie has a lot of work to do. Mecha Man, yeah, can't beat that blind fire on bar. Alright. Okay. Bandit 2-0 right now. And Fluid have actually invested 2 Canuts. So I'm 2 Canuts on a crossfire. I'm lost for words, frankly. I don't know. Oh my gosh, type. Oh my god! He gets it. He gets the kill on the Threk. He just slowly walks around the corner. No one's here for Bandit. Everyone else is theater side. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen that. that is absurd, bro. Oh my gosh, Mega Man has a great angle, great one-way on the TIE Fighter, so he already equalizes it. Anywho, 4v4, and look at Bandit. They actually have 2 players up on the top floor. Rise Optimal up here. He just made his way in, actually. And then, of course, we have Mr. Stanley. Wrong keybind. We have Mr. Stanley here as well, cloaked up on A-Balk. So I wonder if they're actually going to end A here. That could be interesting. They probably have foam. Yeah, Mr. Stanley has foam. Now, but look at Rogue. He is down here. So if they do go for this, and they are, Rogue is kind of going to be the hero for Fluid. As Danger Ducky gets a kill with the Bucky. Oh, not the Bucky. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Valorant turns. The Canut. And Rogue does backstab it. Alright, Apple right there. Mr. Stanley does pick up his. iDog 1v2. Let's see it happen, man. Can he get his first kill? He does. Yeah, picks up Shmooey, smokes himself off. EMP will be tabbed. Mr. Stanley. I thought he was sticking, but he gets off. As iDog sits in the smoke and he gets Mr. Stanley. 1v2 from iDog, and it's clean. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh. That was really good. Okay. Fluid get their first round on the board for Hideout, and that's gotta be a sigh of relief for Fluid. I don't think they wanted Bandit to start snowballing these rounds, especially the momentum they have from the previous map on Mall. So that's good. That's a little bit of breath of air from Fluid. They're half buying, but Bandit still has a pretty good weaponry. However, if they lose this round, they might have to do a half buy like what Fluid's doing. So this is a little bit of an important round. This is gonna kind of set up the rest of the half for their econ, for momentum as well. So if you're Fluid, you really want to get this next round. And Bandit, they're going for Skylight. Okay. Okay, wait, oh my gosh, it's not even top floor. What is happening? They're walking down they're all walking down through Spiral. Rise Optimal is alone. Yeah, gets isolated by Rogue. That's a great ensign. Great ensign. And all 4 of the Bandit players are now clustered towards Spiral. However, the good thing about that is that this is really unexpected. I don't think Bandit's gonna worry about other positions while Mecha Man gets that kill onto Jekyll. And it looks like the name of the game is to take arcade control and go for another A push. This time, not as last second, but that wall does get blown out, and the fights are starting to go underway as Mr. Stanley gets a very nice headshot on a Nature Ducky, playing that headshot angle. So, how is the defense going to deal with this? Oh my goodness! A TIE Fighter gets a great spray transfer. Does get Shmoo does train him out, but man, that could have been cool. But Bandit does shut down Fluid's momentum that they tried to spiral. So that makes it 3-1 for Bandit. And now comes the question for Fluid. Do we force this? Do we save this? What's the plan? If you force this, you know, you increase your chances of winning this round. But it's the risk is that if you lose this round, then on the last round and a half, you can't buy squat. If you save this, you have a little bit of less chance to win this round. But that might be beneficial because if you win, then you have a lot of money for next round, and you could possibly buy some rifles. Fluid says, let's force this one out. So they get Marui, they get 2 Cadillos, RCP, which I fudge with. The only problem is that where's the utility, right? They don't have the static on B door. They don't have a door blocker. They don't. I assume they don't have proxies either. So they're gonna have to rely on kills. They're gonna have to rely on these picks. And Danger Duck is actually in a very good spot here because they're not even Bandit's not even prompting to go to the balk door, right? So this is already good space they have, right? Oh, Mr. Stanley does get a pick off the wall into Muncie. Oh my gosh, gets a second. This guy is just clinical and clean with the long range. So yeah, this is not looking good for Fluid as 3 players have already been annihilated from Bandit. Now the flank is kind of the only road to home here. But the only problem is that Rise Optimal is holding this from Hatch. So not much. Oh my gosh, are you gonna aggro this? He's gonna aggro this. He just drops in, but Danger Ducky is right there. And he trigger disciplines it. Oh my goodness. Okay. That could have been insane. But Thrag gets the turn. And yeah, so Bandit 4-1. And the econ. Oh my gosh, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was. What am I talking about? I forgot there's loss bonus in this game. So yeah, the Fluid can actually still buy here. 2 Maries, 1 Cadillo. 2 Cadillos, 2 Maries. Great. That's good. And they are gonna get both C4s, so we can hope that they'll be used to good measure. Yeah, Bandit has very good momentum here. It's looking like they'll close out this half. But hopefully for Fluid, hopefully they don't go down without a fight. And Fluid 2 4s instead of I mean the 1-5 it's rough, you know. People say, oh, 1-5 curse, guys, but you know, it's deep down it just sucks to be down that many rounds. So hopefully, yeah, it can be salvaged. That was interesting. Rise Optimal almost ran into iDog there. Bandit's already ready for this push. Yeah, they already have the AWOLs, and no one's ready for it except maybe iDog on Spiral. So he's gonna be okay. Rise just walks in, and TIE Fighter punishes. Okay, so now is the good cue for iDog to get in there and does take out Mr. Stanley. The rest of these Bandit players are playing pretty far out though. Notice how Thrag is just making his way to window. He's probably gonna get some kills, or at least a pick or 2. Muncie is re-clearing from Theater as iDog picks up a second. Next one in order is Mecha Man here, who's holding that headshot on piano. Gets the dink. Has a cloak, and these 3 Fluid players are all less than half HP. Muncie, great angle, as Fluid does, like I said, does not go down without a fight, and takes it to 2-4, which is a little bit better than 1-5 in my opinion. And I will need to switch the names over because we love Triangle Factory. I'm just gonna remove the clan tags. I thought it looked cool, but it just kind of just clutters. All right, okay. Now it's Fluid's turn on the attack, so let's see what they got in store. On Maul, it was pretty interesting what they were doing. I saw some stuff that, you know, rarely gets done. So let's see how they do it. Let's see how they treat Hideout. So far, so standard. They have 3 players outside the B wall, and storage does get blown instantly. And Danger Ducky is gonna hop in to I'm sorry, I just blanked. But Rise Optimal gets the frag on a Danger Ducky on Hatch. So Foam's gone. Rise Optimal can kind of just hold that. And Rogue is looking to try and re-clear but there's also a fight going on. What is happening? I can't keep track of this. Oh my, okay, Muncie gets the kill. Muncie gets the kill. Rogue does go down, top floor, and now it's just down to Muncie in storage. Sorry about that, chat. That was really hard to follow. Yeah, Muncie's now posted up, just trying to get another pick. Spots the arm of Mr. Stanley. Gets him for it. And he has a lot of work to do. Foam's up on hatch. EMP's in Timbuktu. And he has about a minute and 25 to make this work. Thrag is looking like he's what he wants to push up. Mecha Man is also looking like he wants to push up. So both of them are going to clear out Spiral. Thrag's making noise. Muncie's aware of it. But does he know that there's two there holding him? How aggressive do these players get? Mecha Man's on that pixel. Does pick up the last. And Bandit. They are, they are widening the gap for these rounds. 5-2. And Mecha Man 6.5-ish KDR. Nice. Very good. So what's the protocol for Fluid here? Now that we're down, we're down the pistol. Well, it's to buy SMGs and to have a nade and an instant, right? And to try to go for something standard in hopes of getting this next round. I'm worried though. I'm worried about Bandit and their utility. They have a C4 and one instant more than Fluid, right? And you know, I don't sleep on those extra pieces of util, because that could easily shut down whatever Fluid's trying to do. Okay, Ducky's on a pixel, and he gets a little bit of damage, but not more damage than. Oh my gosh, Rise Optimal is just pushing down. He does get Ducky. Holy crap! And we're already in the site. Shmooey is just making a run in. Does take up the planter, but not for free. 3-4 now. Muncie's trying to tap the bomb, see what they do, and yeah, Instant does go out directly on Muncie. He goes out. It's just down to Rogue again in a lonesome 1v3. Does tag up Thrag, gets him, and Mecha Man, yeah, he has the right read, has the right swing, and picks up mat point for Bandit. Alright, match point for Bandit. And it's funny, they're still hanging on to some of their like mid-tier rifles. Oh, as I say that, Rise Optimal forces a Vezin. Oh, and I say that Thrag forces up a Vezin. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I think that's the right play. It's fine, because like when you have like a disparity, when you have like the round disparity like this, completely fine to force out. If you're Bandit, you know, you lose the next round and you forced, whatever. You just save a little bit, and you have the rounds to work with, right? Because you have more chances. Think of it, the rounds as chances, right? Already 4-3 for Bandit. I don't know what happened. I think some push happened in bedroom. But the wall, both walls are actually open already. Actually wasn't aware of that. So let's see how Fluid uses this opportunity. They're probably waiting for iDog's lurk as Rogue is trying to. Oh my gosh! Yeah, Smooth just swings. Okay, picks up tie-dye, TIE Fighter, not tie-dye. Whoopsie. and leaves Fluid down in a 2v4. This is just a little bit concerning. Oh, Mecha Man with the flick up. And Rogue, once again, left in a clutch. What can he do? Not too much. Oh, I'm a poet. And it is 7-2 for Bandit as they make Hideout a very clean sweep for them. And, I don't know. Is that the end? I'm not sure. But anyways, a Bandit wins out Hideout 7-2. Yeah. They're looking good. The rounds weren't, yeah, granted the rounds weren't as close as they were on Mall. But still saw great plays from both teams. I think this might be the last round, I think, because someone left, but oh well. I'm kind of hungry anyways, so I wouldn't be upset if the scrim ended now. That's all I'll say. Or no, I think it is going to go to a third map. What am I saying? I think so. Yeah. Okay, they are planning to do a third map. Okay. That is what I expected. I think Fluid's waiting for a fifth. Yeah. There is the fifth. Okay, now let's see. Wonder what third map's gonna be. We did Mall, we did Hideout. My guess is gonna be Arctic. I'm gonna guess Arctic. Let's see what it is. Bro, if they pull out something like Skyscraper, might have to end the stream. Ship. Oh yeah. I honestly didn't really consider that. Okay, I love Ship. Ship's always fun to play. Ship's also fun to cast. There's maps where I like to cast, and there's maps I like to play, but those are two separate categories. Alright, welcome to, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to map 3. Last map of the night is going to be Ship for Fluid versus Bandit in this off-season scrimmage. So just sit back, relax, and just enjoy these teams that are showing what they got so far right now in the off season. We're on top floor, pistol round. Fluid actually has more nades than usual for their pistol, so that's, I wonder how that will change the outcome. They actually do swap out that incident for a drone, so but still, yeah, this site relies a lot on kind of nading out back sight and then flooding. And I believe, yeah, they're gonna start with the drone. And this is interesting. It actually comes from the backside. Usually I see it come from bridge, but I guess this works pretty well. They get to clear out green, so that's gonna be the green light for the right side bridge players to make a move. Mecha Man and Shmooey close on that door. Oh my gosh, Muncie gets a great wallbang, so that's gonna deter Mecha Man from that angle. Bridge is now fully under control. The first nade kind of goes out as Rise Optimal on that flank does catch Muncie unaware, and oh, that's the foam! Oh no. That's not good for Fluid, and then that nade's gonna take out a lot of health from Commander as he's down to literally 1 HP. Rise Optimal is gonna creep his way, and yeah, just finds the arm of Commander. That's good enough to take him out. 1v4 now for TIE Fighter with the pistol. What can you do here? Gets Rise Optimal, gets Mr. Stanley. It's a crazy headshot, gets the third. Shmooey does shut it down, but man, that was a very honorable fight. Wow, that could have... he was on ace watch there. Oh my goodness. Well, as one might say, good aim. Holy cow, dude. Okay. Well, TIE Fighter's having a good game already. And yeah, we're seeing the usual SMG buy for both sides. Mr. Stanley has a Taurus in hand. Yeah, high risk, high reward gun there. Dude, honestly, I cannot aim with the Taurus. I think I'm just bad, obviously, but I can't. Since when could I aim with pistols in the first place, right? Anywho, it doesn't look like there's gonna be a drone this time for Fluid, so maybe they're gonna take kind of like a heads-on approach to this. We look at iDog on the other side of the map, though. He is gonna start his pathing from the back stairs, and it's gonna be him versus Shmooey here. Shmooey's aware. He's gonna creep down, but iDog, yeah, Shmooey's Shmooey is just one step ahead of iDog there. Gets the first, but I'm mistaken. There was a drone that did spot out Mecha Man there, and Shmooey was identified as a flank or as a roamer. Great kill for Muncie on that headshot angle. But Frag is also one after Shmooey. 4-3 now for Fluid as Muncie gets another kill on that headshot angle. He's kind of just farming picks from here. Mr. Stanley is just 1 pixel away from being shot here. And Thrag, wow, Iron Sense on the Viper. That's surprising. Rogue, great swing from him. And Mr. Stanley is now in a 1v3. And Rogue reswings front sight. Takes out a second for him. And Fluid quickly bounces back this time. All right. Yeah, this is very good for Fluid. They got an early round, and it was the second round, which honestly, I think the second round is like more economically important than the first round, just because you probably buy SMGs, right? And then you have those in your inventory for the next round. And then you can kind of like delegate, you know, who's gonna upgrade, who's gonna save, and make choices off that. Anyways, we're on bottom floor. Fluid's taking a slow approach to this. They're letting Muncie hold this angle. They're letting Rogue take their time in armory, and and another thing, they're letting Commander crawl down the stairs here into engine. So they're just waiting for these players to get the space they need. And then probably gonna capitalize, right? So Commander Thrag. Oh my gosh, Thrag wins that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Mecha Man takes out the head of Muncie as well. And it's just a slaughterhouse here on the bottom floor. Idog's kind of stuck here. Does take out Rise Optimal. Swings backside. He has a lot of space here. He's looking to get aggressive here and try and change the tides here to 1v2 now. I mean, that's better, but Mecha Man holds his ground in the corner and just point and click. As that was a closer round than I was anticipating. Yeah. So Bandit, to look at Frag's economy here, he has 5k with a stim and a Marie. Like I don't know. Like that to me is just the definition of happiness. Maybe it's because I'm just sad and alone. But anywho, Rise Optimal playing close to the door once again, and Fluid is going for a similar take. This time, a little bit slow here on the left side of bridge. Rogue is already in, so they have bridge secured. So Rise Optimal, yeah, tries to go for early damage, re-swings, does get really good damage on Commander, and ends up finishing the job. So that wall is going to go out, and Bandit's kind of playing like a counter flood here onto bridge. I really like that. Not if Muncie has anything to say about it. It does get taken out though by Thrag. Rogue on that trade, so it's gonna be wow. Rise pushes up that far. That's okay. It's a little bit concerning, but yeah, the tide's already turned for Fluid. $3v2 now. Mecha Man and Stanley on the guard for this site, and yeah, flank's a concern. This wall open is also a concern. That was their own doing. So let's see how Fluid. Wow, they're gonna go for the rotate here. It looks like. Idog's the first one in. Mecha Man scaling back sight. Wow, gets a great shot on to Idog, but Rogue and TIE Fighter, they win their ones. Clean up on aisle site B. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first, time Fluid has gone back-to-back round wins. Wait, oh my gosh, wait, I'm sorry. I don't think they got back-to-back round wins. Oh my gosh, what's going on with me? But they got their second round already within 4 rounds. That's good pace. That's where you want to be. Right now it is middle floor, and they're going for the A hatch drop. TIE Fighter Muncie in. Idog with the pick at B side. Mecha Man stuck in the flames and fire, as it's just a slaughterhouse for Fluid this time on this site. Oh my gosh, that was so quick. That was so quick. Yeah, Fluid is finding their footing now, and it makes me happy to see, because They weren't doing the best on the last two maps, but they're looking comfortable on ship. They're finding their footing. They're in their flow. They're up around. That's new. And Bandit is looking to take some inspiration from Fluid on Haida with the Canuts. Yeah, Mr. Stanley and Rise Optimal on Armory lockdown here. Yeah, no one dares to step foot in Armory. Okay. Well, I'm glad that's under control. But Fluid is aiming to go more towards the outside wall here. In fact, all of them are, actually. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh, the drone's not going... Oh my... Wow, Rogue gets the kill. That was blazing fast from Rogue. Oh my gosh, I thought for sure that they'd at least get a kill in Armory. But Shmooey takes us ahead of Muncie and Commander at the same time. I'm so sorry I didn't get that. But there is just so much commotion happening. Stanley does eventually get Rogue with that Cadet. Wow, in the blink of an eye, it's just down to TIE Fighter. He's making his way. Thrag's gonna be the first point of contact here, but he's not looking. He's focused on Armory. Thrag takes his timing. And we tie it up this time for the half. 3-3. And we swap the sides over. Okay. I need to change the names, don't I? Yep. Alright, Bandit on the attack. Let's see how they perform this time. We saw some good plays from Fluid. I wonder if Bandit can reciprocate that on their attack. Fluid did invest a smoke, interesting enough. Usually you don't see that first round. They also invested a C4, so could be nice. Oh, it's for the drop. Oh, that's smart. That drone's gonna get a little bit of info, clearing out 90. Rise Optimal picking up Commander on that corner, who welcome to stay a little bit, and Rogue is looking to try and fill the gap here. Yep, does pick up Shmooey. Mecha Man on that event and gets the trade. 4-3, and that C4 is just beautiful for Muncie. Oh my gosh, it worked. What a read. 2v2 now, so it's not the worst. But Rise Optimal is down to 1 HP. Foam in his hands. Where is Mecha Man in this equation? He's clearing out the main side. Rise Optimal's in this corner. While TIE Fighter and Muncie are guarding back sight. EMP is down back sight. I just realized. So this is a very tall favor to ask for Mecha Man. He has him over a minute though. So there is no rush for this. All three of these players are trying to look for something. TIE Fighter on that bomb. Ooh, does get picked up. But not for free. 2 HP for Mecha Man at B. As Muncie, he's just holding the pixel walk in. Yeah, this is all you need to hold, man. This is all you need to hold, because Mecha Man's gonna come right into his crosshair. Down goes Mecha Man. And a beautiful, beautiful 3K from Muncie. That C4, wow. Very, very well placed. Very well placed. He knew that they weren't gonna blow and like check. They knew that they were gonna blow, and it was gonna be a flood in, right? Using that to his advantage, and you got yourselves a great C4. Alright. Alright, so Fluid is looking great so far. That was a very good pistol. Good counterplay. And yeah, Rogue is posted up pretty early here. And oh my gosh, he actually gets... Does he get away? Nope, Mr. Stanley picks him up. And oh, lots of wallbangs there from iDog, as bridge is now clear for the taking for Bandit. Site is up next. C4 out. That's not going to pick up anyone, unfortunately. And Commander is playing a pretty pivotal position here, but oh my gosh, as I say that, Shmooey just nullifies him. And no way they're going for the rotate. They are going for the rotate. Wait, but they're out of foam. Yeah, they used it on hatch and then both the walls, I see. Okay, but they're still going to pivot. They're going to go through this doorway, takes out the static, and there's still fighting happening on this, on these main walls, so... But TIE Fighter knows something's up. Shmooey, just so clean. And Commander does get the does get the last laugh though with the tripwires. But Bandit finding their footing on their attack. 4-4, still making this, still showing how strong they are as a team. I was muted that entire time, bro. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. That's really embarrassing. But anyways, Rogue is just free to post up here because the EMP is down. So there really isn't too hard for Fluid to... Oh my gosh. Wow, I didn't even consider that. Shmooey with the breach on the wall, and Rogue, oh my gosh, what a swing. And it is now a 2v4. And they just gotta, yeah, Bandit just has to try and do their best to fight from engine, but the flood comes in, and it's a team ace for Fluid. Alright, we're back on top floor. This was the site where Bandit had a very good rotate. Fluid has a little bit more util though, so that's nice. Yeah, so Bandit sharding is starting from bridge, and then just kind of going across. That's how they're gonna go for it. Static is placed on that front door, will be taken out by the drone. Also, those trips as well that were placed on the wall will be taken out. So that's good first step for Bandit. Second step is actually getting in sight as Rogue picks up Shmooey on that front wall. Is looking to get more aggressive. Picks up Mr. Stanley. Mecha Man's the last one remaining. He's in the site too. Is he aware of, or is Commander aware of him? That's the better question I was going to ask. Does have that cloak, so he's going to try and use that as leeway here, as Commander is at this corner. They don't know where Mecha Man is. They assume that he's late bridge, and Mecha Man does take out the first there, so that's the cue for Rogue. Now has a little bit of info where Mecha Man is, and he runs up on bridge, and oh, it's a little bit messy, but Rogue gets the job done, and his aggression rewards him. And Fluid get their first map point. Let's go. Alright, Fluid's on map point, and they are looking to try and close this one out. They want to go, they want to get a map tonight. They want to get a map tonight, right? And Ship's a great map to get. Just it gets you confident, you know. It's clear that like these players have great fundamentals. They're winning great gunfights, and they have a real source of utility now. Like I'm seeing more trip bars, I'm seeing more statics, I'm seeing proxies. So it's just gives them some sort of peace of mind, right? Of course, what's a Fluid scrim without, you know, the roamers? But the majority of the push is happening towards just medbay in general. Nothing too fancy. Flash goes out for the taking. And it's just simple stuff from Bandit right now. Wall goes out. They're looking for fights, and Fluid responds with a stall. Rise Optimal does get up top, but iDog will nade out that back corner, which is very smart because that instant was preventing him from running away. And iDog is actually looking to get aggressive here. It's a great angle. And Commander's going to come down those stairs, so let's see. Yeah. EMP's in now, and they're gonna go for that close plant onto Sync as Commander makes his way here, but Mr. Stanley's aware of it, and just like that, Bandit one by one dismantling them, but so is Muncie. So he takes down 2. EMP is still very early planted, so this is winnable. Just trying to find a sim somewhere. That'll be really helpful, but yeah, finds one. It was one in connector. Nice. 1v2. Mr. Stanley and Mecha Man are grouped right now in kitchen side. Mr. Stanley does take up Muncie, who's trying to make something happen there, and Bandit are still holding on to this match. Wow, iDog with 11 assists. Let's go. Dude, that's like an assist per round. That's actually insane. Okay. Bandit, yeah. They're taking advantage of the econ they have right now. And they're buying everything. They have 3 stims. which is very nice. Very, very nice. They also have both all 4 flashes, so they might go for a similar take as they did last time, where they just took their time. They took the site layer by layer, and they didn't overcomplicate it. No tricks up their sleeves, no nothing. They do have bot Enzo ready to go with his Marui stim and cloak. Hopefully they can get their player back in though, that'd be nice. But anyways, they do get the first pick. Rise Optimal opting to take engine control, just to keep Fluid in their sight. But Rogue responds with the C4. That's gonna take out Shmooey. Whoopsie. So we're back into 4v4. Well, 3v4 I guess because of the bot, but whatever. Seems like Bandit is trying to just make Fluid kind of get antsy and get a pick that way, which is a very good idea. And yeah, it works out. Mr. Stanley does take out Jekyll, who was trying to get a pick there, and like they're playing their time. That Ensign does miss Muncie in the corner, so that's not good for Bandit as Thrag exposes himself a little bit. Shmooey, quick adjustment there with his aim, and I even realized, but Bandit swapped over to the other site. Muncie picks up bot Enzo, so it's gonna be a little bit of a retake on the opposite site here, but Fluid is able to pick up the upgraded weaponry here on the ground as they're gonna make their way over to the site. That wall's open. That's gonna be very, very useful. Stanley's alone right now. Not too much anymore, as they regroup. Muncie takes out the first. Now it's down to a 1v1. Commander versus Stanley. Stanley does make his drop noticed. So, what's the play here? We go for the EMP. It is planned for him. But Mr. Stanley, he's going to take the vent. And he's going to... Wow! He's going to go to backside. What a play. Because he knows Commander has to worry about vent. And he abuses that to his advantage. Wow. Very, very good play from Mr. Stanley. And that play rewarded Bandit with overtime. I like what Bandit did there. They played that very patiently. They didn't force anything. They let Fluid force their own aggression on them, and they countered. Just good mid rounding. Good mid rounding for Bandit. Oh my gosh, I'm a little bit tired, so I apologize that my energy hasn't been the best this third map, but this is now the last round, so these teams gotta give it all they got. No more bots in the server. It is now down to 5v5. Who is gonna take this final map? Bandit opting for the same push on this floor, and Fluid's gonna try and just shut it down early. Rogue, great pick on a Mecha Man. Now 5v4. Bandit forced to play with their limited resources yet again, and I'm gonna try and first person view this round. 4v4 now, as Rise Optimal does punish iDog on that. They still have engine room though for Fluid, so but Rise Optimal, another pick onto the site. Oh, the TIE Fighter, yeah, he's there at engine, and Shmooey wasn't ready. Oh my goodness, it's going back and forth, but it's just Fluid has the advantage. Rise does get 2 TIE Fighter in a 1v2. Oh my gosh, that could have been insane if he gets a pick from outside. But the Bandit players are safe and sound inside the site. They're going to go for the plant. They know that TIE Fighter is going to be an engine, so they're going to be posted up right for that. Rise is down to 15 HP, so this might not be the worst. Eventually, he'll get stimmed, I assume, right? But yeah, TIE Fighter has a lot to work with. It's just here's the shots from Thrag. He's gonna go around and try and isolate a different fight, though. Rise. Oh, he's just around the corner. Oh, does TIE Fighter spot up? Oh, he does it. And Bandit close it out to make it a 3-0 for the SCRIM. And that will be it for tonight. 7-6